Alright, welcome back everyone. As promised, once in a while I'll do a commentary on the current series. So, this would be episode 13, I believe. Yes, I'm just looking at YouTube. 12, 13. So, for those following along, you can see how the city has developed. So, originally we started here in this area with this small suburban area. Expanded across here with some industry. Plan to remove some of this industry, but as I was looking at the wind, not really anyway. But definitely we can see up here we have some issues with the, I think it's what is the factory type we have here? That is gems, metal ore. Definitely giving us some heavy air pollution. So there's like levels of pollution. This zone is fine, we can have high rises in here, but these darker areas, that's clear, we cannot well, we can't build, but it will cause a lot of issues, and that's also why I started a new, let's say, industrial area on this side of the city. Because in theory, or because the wind never changes, the effect will mostly be this direction. I believe the limitation, yeah, we're already at the border, we're not able to build on these small islands. So that's all good. Building a downtown area down here. High rises, high density, slowly building up. There is a reason why I'm not just spamming everything and filling up the entire area, and in many places you will notice I leave big open areas between my areas, or zones if you want, or districts. That's basically because I want to still to be able to put in larger buildings. Like here we have the hospital that requires more space, but also hospitals and these items usually add noise. You can see here the fire station, a significant amount of noise around it. Same with the police station. As such, the buildings just around it is almost always some sort of public or commercial buildings, and then I'll have 2 streets over, we will have residential. The harbor area is right here, and I know we could... Oh, we can't. That's actually a shame. So we have the subway right next to it. It would be ideal if we could expand this with to include a subway or something like that. Of course it has the taxi stand and buses and equipment. And when you're building like this, I can definitely see the point in upcoming DLCs. Even though I haven't seen anything announced, I could easily see what am I missing. Well, I'm missing larger things like a proper stadium. So we have these. See, we already used them here, right? So the American football field right here. But when you look at it, it's more like a local club field, not one of these big stadiums, so I can easily see a DLC containing content like that. As you saw in the last video, or a few videos ago, I started expanding the highway around up this area. I'm struggling a lot with this, and I do know this called dual bridge is actually not ideal, because if we look, you can see it's a 2-way bridge and the highway is 1-way, so we could put in a different type of bridge. I'll leave it for now. not many are going that way anyway. I was also struggling with the entry tunnels, as you can see. It looks kind of weird. You can see the back side of the textures in game objects, which is why we can see through everything. That might be patched, I don't know, because looking from this end, it looks okay. The only problem there is there's too much light in here. This should just add a dark surface or something. Clearly there's no sunlight going down and we don't have the lights inside. Even if we had the lights, we wouldn't have this type of shading, because you can see this is shadows casted from the sun. Small details. Things I would like to see changed. Oh yeah, I remember we were following one of the cars and there was a strange bump right here. And you can see today it's gone. At least on the road, but look at the cars. Whoop. They're flying over a invisible bump here. And there's a gap here in the text. This we can possibly fix just by smoothing or something like that. But that opens up a new gap. You can see it on the side here. You can see the ocean. Anyway, the idea is up here we will continue to make a main district. I think in this area around the forest, we want a high density area, and then depending on how close we can get to the air pollution, we want to focus on a medium density area and possibly a low residential area up around the lake. Also, I unlocked the university, which we need to put in somewhere, and I think we want to put that up here. At the moment I'm out of tickets to buy map tiles, so that is on pause for now. So while we're waiting for that to grow, work a bit on the subway down there. Transit terminal for ships and cargo terminal for ships. Nice. Also, you might notice I opened this quite a lot and tried to check my production levels, because I try to keep them in green, so I'm producing more than I need to. So it enables me to export. The reason my budget looks like this is mainly because of export. So sometimes you might have noticed my industrial tax goes to several 100 million at a time. And that's simply from, where is it? It's the rock industry, when you start mining rocks. Metal, grind rock here, that's a coal company. But these guys are simply the guys who are providing the huge cash flow boosts once in a while. So right now I think I want to continue up here a bit with some medium density along this side of the... You can see there's like a main road going through here. Some medium density and then some farming on this side. Let's just check. Yeah, so you can see we actually have a good opportunity for some farms. I like to use the gravel roads for farms because I think it gives it a more authentic feel, and I also try not to connect them up to the main road because, as you can see, it's congested enough. There's a problem here, and you can see the problem is not really the traffic. The traffic is the symptom. The problem is these. What do we call them? Let's take a look. Crosswalks. So let's remove that one. Okay, so let's see. So if I want farming here, I need to be able to connect this up to a road. I just noticed we have this road here, so I'm thinking along the rail line and down this way would allow us to build up our farming area. So let's try that. First want to check potential size. So one farm can basically almost cover everything. But I also want to be able to connect it up to the corner pieces of these fields, so I need to make sure they're inside. So I'm thinking 2 farms in this area. One around here, one over here somewhere. And how would that look on the road? So let's say I want a rain farm like this, because then we move the road down this way. And as a filler along the highway, we want a wool farm. And we do that in this area. So before I add that, I'm going to add the road. And I need to make sure it can actually get under the track, so I'll do that first. Going to make it too long, I can always shorten it up. Going to use this tool. And up here, wool. I'm just checking the circle to ensure that I can cover as much as possible. Grain has priority, so let's do that first. I'm just hitting the corners and where I want it to end. Keeping a small distance to the track, disable the snapping tool. Just enable the snapping tools, hold it back up to the farm. And in this case we want to go all the way over to the road, because this farm cannot cross the road. There we go. Same down here. Now we're dealing with the I suppose it's either cotton or sheep we're dealing with here. And based on the amount of land, I would suspect it's cotton. Okay, disable the snapping, start working on this. Yes, I did notice there's a queue about here. I'm just ignoring it because there was a traffic accident. One thing I would like them to do is actually utilize both lanes when getting in, so we don't get this cross lane thing here. Because this lane changing is a real problem. I guess I could upgrade this section to 3. Like this. Yeah, it didn't help. You can see the middle lane, they still sometimes think they need to turn right here. So I would like, if I could, to place a police car here and just ticket everyone. 10,000 of these money. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Yes. And they're doing it over here as well. Where's the delete button? I can't delete this guy. Let's bring the 3 lane further back. So you can come straight off here and continue around. And you don't have to switch lanes to go into the city as well. Yeah, that worked. Good. Okay, let's see if we can get some Also, you might have noticed I delete roads often and replace them with these alleys. So just like in real life or in many real cities, you have these back alleys. Here in the game it's really good. I like them because if you notice, there's 6 squares out, just like on a big road. Even though it's super small compared to if we do this. We get 6 squares, but if there is any discrepancy in terrain or anything up against it, it will not work. So it might be a bug, I don't know what I'm using. So initially, open city area, let's get some high density business in. Seems like it makes sense. Low density on this side. Low density business here, like offices. And we have to remember this is an industrial area we're moving into, so we don't really want to add too much residential. I know the roads are red and it says its suitability is very low. I don't care if you want to have a factory or industrial units built. That's just facts. And also, as you can see, they are refusing to build. That's fine. So what will happen eventually is I will turn this land into some sort of industrial land, like mining rock instead. Just place it in here. Okay, let's move to the other side here. So on this side it's a bit different because we don't have any smaller roads around the rail line. And we only have the large city roads. I would still really like to avoid involving the city business, let's call it that, into farming business. So I'm trying to see if I can squeeze in a road somewhere that can cross over and get onto the under the rail. I think we can just pull back the fields here a bit and drive this road up in between and get over there. So let's do that. So when they're doing like this, I want to add this and this, because then I just right click here and pulls back both. Do the same on because if I pull, you can see it's taking both. Not interested. And if we turn snapping back on, then this is his limit. Get a natural 90 degrees here. Let's leave that for now. As close as we can to the field. Close to the bottom. Complaining about the corner here. Turn slightly off and make the whole corner. It's fine. I want to find a place where I can run the road under, which is here. Turn on the turn tool. Now we have a road that goes crossing from the other side, so we keep the, let's say, city business out of the farming. This road I'm just going to extend all the way along the track. Well, same down here. Straight tool. Well, let's pull out a farm and take a look. So we don't want to be too far up here, but I'm thinking across from the building to the roundabout, something like this, so we can just leave the road like this and connect it out. In this case we want to add some carrots because trying to diversify the crops, otherwise you will end up having to import one type. And I'm just going to touch the road so it's rotated correctly, and yeah, this looks good. Hook up the road, checking for 90 degrees on the farm. There we go. He is complaining about that being down. So something like that. When you have the snapping tool enabled, it's easy to hit the corners of other buildings. So this is also the type of roads where I might actually pull back a bit, and well, up here we can. Let's check. So I might check wind direction and add in some industrial area into the farming area, because we do have some, as you can see, some open areas and people really love to work in this city. Some scattered farms. Alright, back to this one. Disable snapping. Connect it now. Good. Over here we might actually be able to put the farm all the way down by the road. And you might wonder why I'm not using livestock. Livestock can be placed anywhere. But you can see the yellow zones where we have good farmland. That's actually really important because that's used for grain, vegetables, and wool, like textiles. So then I would go and check how are we for these levels. We can see grain, very good. But we are not having that much in surplus. And that goes to export. You can see chicken or vegetables, wood. Let's continue with the carrot farming or vegetables. And as you can see, I can just plop it all the way next to the main farm road. Going to leave 3 spots in case I want to add something here. Spots in case I want, or 2 areas width. We can make it 3. Just in case I want to add a slight amount of industry in the area. And then we have to decide how close do we want to go to the city, because farms will add noise and you will see complaints about the smell and stuff like that. Industries are going bust. I don't see them. I can't get it anyway without traffic there. Yeah. Just like a real life mayor, I don't look at this, I close it. So I like to build around the corner because I can't build anything really anyway on the corners. Like that. Good. Here we're going to use the alleys again. I'm going to place them right up against the field. Let's just continue that. This way. Well, actually the alley we can connect to the gravel road because it's like a back route, or it's not really ideal for anyone. Very few people will use it except those who need to use it, right? Okay. This is a city area, so we could add some buildings here, residential, commercial, mixed. And you might have noticed, right now I'm using EU housing. I actually switch between EU and American. I don't like this idea that you are kind of locked into the same building style. Here's another good example where you should use alleys. We have this gap here. So on purpose I left the gap in case I want to add something like a school or something. If I'm not going to add a school, I should really fill it up, utilize all the space we have. You can see alleys are just perfect for that. Just go like this. Challenge is how do we then connect it up and where do we connect it up? So I would like to connect it up straight to a side road like this. Not a main road, just into... See, there's almost no traffic. There's some traffic and there's a lot of people because of the subway. That's also why we have the parking house here. Parking house and subway go really well together. Up here. Let's see, what can we do? We could put in row housing. As you can see, everything is red, but these alleys that's like hidden away behind the buildings, that's ideal for row housing. Low density is not so good, but row housing, yeah. And this is actually something we also see in real life, right? That these back alleys often has like a neighborhood of row housing. So switching to American row house and just get them in here. American style, so could also add something around. This is the welfare office, right? There's a lack of path. If you noticed, I am trying to add a lot of path everywhere because if people can walk, they often do it rather than taking their car. Check if there is a need for parks. Yes, this small space is perfect for that. There should be a school in this neighborhood. I could easily imagine it's completely packed out. There's full, there's one also full. So this would be definitely some sort of expansion. 5,000. 38,000 people. Elementary school. Still try to keep a distance between them. The only exception is you can see high density. We really need more capacity in this lower areas like this. And I'm really missing some more modern schools. 1,500 pupils. Is that really that much for a large city? I don't think so. So I'm actually going to plop down this school very close to the other one. I'm going to expand it so I know it will be full. It will also help with the happiness for the area. It brings up the value of everything and more people are inclined to move in. Have a gap here. Park is good. We have a lot of public transportations. We have buses. Even if the subway stops nearby. Up here and down here. The train station is right up here. Police coverage is very nice. Fire coverage also very nice. School. High school. Looks good on the numbers. College does not look good on the numbers. We have a college up here. I can see it's completely full. And this building does not add more people or enables capacity. So my option is basically I need another college somewhere. Colleges and universities, we want to make sure there's public transport. Up here it's super low density and we can see some red buildings, which means the school could be necessary, or we could just start working on this area again. Eventually we will, because anywhere there's no resources, so here, city, farming, oil, city, farming, city. So this area will expand, and I see this small plot or urban area expand over this way and becoming like a high density here, but staying low, medium down this way. And around this area we skip to high. So we could also think forward and look into college. Would that make sense over in this area? Yes, it definitely would. But I would say it has to be necessary. For now, I think we need it down here somewhere. Problem is, it's very large. Let's see if we have some spots where I want to disable this and keep the building. Thank you. So it could be an option right here, but we have a problem with the road. The park we can move. So we could put it up here and then move the park down here, or turn the park around and have the college here. That'd be good. We have subway up here, subway down here. Let's try it. It just don't fit by one. This is actually where I'm missing the anarchy tool. I'll just plop it in anyway, cut off part of the park, because the college is more important than the park. Park gone, college in, expand it immediately at the extension building. It fits perfectly in the back here. Park as a replacement. Dog walking park, super important. Let's put it up here. I'm wondering if people are looks like it. See, it turns red. Seems like a huge success. Of course, we're struggling with dead people. It looks like a lot of verses. That's why we added a second crematorium. And I added it like this on purpose. Because as you can see, because I added this, somehow it resets this. There we go. Processing speed 168 per month. Such a strange number because it says 168 out of 150 and now it's nothing. So I think that is the speed they're working. It even says processing speed, right? So they have 1 in there now, 2, 3, it's growing, right? But they are able to process 168, which means the efficiency is about 100%. Oh, clearly it shows 112 on it, okay. So the mortuary or crematorium itself is not the problem. The problem is getting vehicles transported. See, they're all going down. What's wrong here? Ambulance. Garbage. Oh, that's right. That's actually a very good reminder. So I haven't been dealing with garbage so we got plenty of storage still. And we are processing, burning it into electricity. But again, it's the exact same problem as before. We need the trucks to get there and back. If we look, can we see trucks on this one? No, we can see trucks on this one. Yes, we do. Okay, so we got 75 trucks, but only 48 is out driving. Could be because I didn't select any operating districts. That's totally on purpose. I don't want to do this as I'm doing. I might do it later. So they can operate anywhere. I only have one incinerator anyway. I don't need it to focus on it. I can just do everything. Thank you very much. Electricity, we're still way electricity. We have some problems, as you can see. The color indicates consumption. And if we don't ensure enough small transformers, we might get blackouts. So that's why I often use this like main line connected to the power plants, and then I make out these small transformer stations connecting up to the city at random spots to ensure I have power. And then on the low voltage, medium voltage net, you can see it's all connected, huge rings, so I'm not really concerned about that. But the high voltage can be a problem. And that's the train. I was wondering, I didn't add these. And this is possibly the darkest you want to see, because that's that could be a problem. Easy way to fix is just to add a transformer station, but it might cause complaints or people are getting they love it. Let's put that on the ground. Pull it out to the main connection. Transforming capacity 80 megawatts is using 5%, so we are way good. No problem at all. Alright, so for the next many episodes you'll probably see me start developing on this area as I unlock more tiles. And I'm not sure, well, initially I want to develop this area, but after this video talking with you, I really also want to work on this area, to include this island a bit more. Maybe I need to turn this junction into a overleaf and have a road over this way. Because if we look potentially, the map ends here. So we want to include these islands, so motorway coming in like this, splits off here to this island, continues up here, bridge across to this island, then over here, ends here, or connects into the main one here. So potentially we could tunnel from here to there or something similar. Big plans, yes. Or of course, just like if the last city, suddenly I can't play it anymore, or it just slows down because of, I don't know, what's going on with the game. We might have to end. Any case, I hope you enjoyed this, what did we even call the city? It says Shoot City. Ah, Wellingford. Talk of Wellingford City. Or region, because it's more than a city really, it's like a region. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and if you have any suggestions or ideas, please let me know. Alright, thank you, bye bye.